fun with it. I just figured I would chat a little about building gems and then all that good stuff while I'm besieging up this gym. So, you'll see what I'm starting off with is the good old Ditto strat. So, me, I have a lot of Pokemon, obviously, there's a lot of stuff, but I don't have a lot of Pokestones. I don't find them much. As a but the problem with that is, the most effective method in the game now is to use like Ditto, when you have strategies like Ghastly or Volt Switch. They have combinations of those, but the worst feeling. Seconds to get a sidekick. See that, Here we go. Stream this till I build it. Why not? For a while, I would only build it until I could get to my general guidelines. If all Pokemon get dropped, what would max out the gym? If every slot was filled, when would perceive the gym get maxed out? But really, Ditto's so easy. I'm just kind of like, yo, why don't you just go all the way to 50k? Buy yourself some more time. So, it also depends on the population of your area, who all's attacking it. This is a pretty high population area. Pretty easy to reach from a major highway. Of course, it's been instinct for so long, it doesn't get touched that much. But can't be too careful. I say, don't get cocky, kid. Let's Alright, get that steel type going. This would be a really interesting opportunity to talk about moves. Unfortunately, it didn't quite work out like that. You don't really want to ever not dodge anything anyway. You get so little health. Maybe if you powered up Magnemite a ton, or Magneton a ton, maybe then you could pull that kind of strategy off. I don't know who it is, but what's up? Hello. Out this round to see if I can fix that. So heads up, Arthur, are you on Storm Rage? I can't remember. The name doesn't ring any bells. If you're not on Team Storm Rage, you probably have no idea what I'm talking about. Team Storm Rage is a Pokemon GO group I created back when. I mean, it's still very active. It's all about it's all for Pokemon GO players in Orlando, Team Instinct, all that good stuff. But I talk about strategy, make videos. Yeah, sorry about that. Thank you, Arthur. I was just doing this for fun. This is actually my first stream, Pokemon GO stream ever, so I figured I would give it a shot. But yeah, just talking about that Team Storm Rage I made. It's about to about 100. I think today it's 118 members, at least half of which are actively playing. So, going on raids, doing lure parties, all that good stuff. So, just talking about using Double Ditto, getting tons of prestige nice and easy. And I guess you came in a little bit late, but I was talking about how, if you're a Pokemon GO player, you're active in gyms. I'm sure you know about getting infinite prestige with like Volt Switch Pokemon, like Raichu, or Ghastly being the more common one. But those Pokemon, those get knocked out. You know, any random person driving by, you put a Ditto in a gym, people freak out. So that's why I do it. Oh, and I just messed up the whole strat. I was doing it flawlessly before. Sorry about that, Arthur. No, this is a method I call double Ditto. So Wigglytuff, Wobbuffet, why it works is that Ditto does not copy the stamina, but it copies the rest of the stats. So for Wigglytuff has a ton of stamina, but terrible defense stat. So Ditto will copy that terrible defense stat while also keeping a mediocre HP. If you don't realize this, a lot of people will go into the fight with a default lineup and they get wrecked. Because they throw in their right on or whatever, and then suddenly Ditto transforms into a 3,000 plus right on. They're like, whoa, well, Ditto's not so little anymore. So if you don't know what you're doing against Ditto, it works out really well. For me, at least. I know exactly what I'm doing. Anyway, here's a more reasonable lineup. Do 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 do. To the sludge, and no. Start. Foul play? I get coughing and wheezing mixed up. And of course, they've done so many moveset changes for those two Pokemon. It's crazy. Oh. Don't do it. It's like if you're streaming. So. Yeah, this will be fine. Not perfect, but it'll still be easy prestige. So ideally in that situation, if I wasn't lagging, I would let the Ditto kill my Pidgeotto, then switch back to Wigglytuff, and then finish it off with the Wigglytuff, allowing me to get 2,000 prestige. But it's really high here in Florida, so it's not quite work out. Oh, well, that's cool, but you just blocked. I watched the. I just watched Trainer Tips stream. The one where he was just walking around Downey. I only caught a glimpse of the actual podcast, the podcast stream. Did not watch the whole thing. But yeah, pretty big fan of Trainer Tips. He doesn't focus enough on gyms for my taste. I'm more of a gym going player, so it's kind of my forte. At least in this area of South Florida, South Orlando, we've got about 70 or so gyms in this in these couple of cities, towns, whatever you want to call them, that we keep on lockdown. So to me, that's one of the more interesting parts of the game. And of course, the augmented reality, walking around and exploring, is also fantastic. Where are you from, Arthur? awesome. I actually had some. I met some girls over in Nice actually. When I did a European kind of 14-day tour last year, and they were from Belgium, and then they came and visited me in Orlando a couple months ago. Got them into Disney World and all that good stuff. Good times. Met them through Pokemon GO. So shout out to Belgium. Inna and Elka are their names. So. Yeah, that whole European trip was full of great Pokemon GO stories. Got myself 3 Mr. Mimes. Lots of having no idea where to get, phone connection or Wi-Fi, because I didn't have any phone service over there. And somehow miraculously finding it, dropping lures, and then spawning people. Lots of that. So I'm going to change gears a little bit and use the Jigglypuff method. Actually, so if it's another really good version of this. I don't like it because it doesn't translate to the double version as well. Because Wobbuffet, this Wobbuffet is really special at Splash. So you'll see I'll get very similar results as far as defeating enemy Pokemon. But when I switch into Wobbuffet, you'll see. This is a little bit better if you have some potions. My favorite combo is, notice I named it with a period. Just went like a Ghastly. You can get that 1,000 prestige in about 13 seconds. Not bad. The nice thing about it is it uses no potions, and yet again leaves a good defender. That's the key to all this. The only reason to use Ditto is because it leaves a good defender. Because it is amazing. I mean, people right in front of me I've seen fight Ditto off with the default team. People do not respect Ditto, or have no idea what they're doing. Just let him knock me out. Oh, didn't quite knock me out. Oh. There we go. Here's the awkward part. We had to splash and finish him off. Oh, Wobbuffet. Actually, it's really funny. Here in Orlando, we have another group called the Mystic War Party, and they did a raid close to one of our areas, but not quite on our area of South Orlando, and they made an all Wobbuffet gym out in the middle of nowhere. I was like, yes. Love those guys. They're cool. Not my team, of course, so friendly competition, but good group. Yep. Yeah, this is a terrible moveset to face against Wobbuffet, but this is far slower than it normally is. That's better. Of course, Psychic being weak to Dark and Bug, which is both rather useful. They're both really easy to get, I should say. On that note, I'm going to switch back to Jigglypuff. Jigglypuff transforms into a CP about basically the exact same what the Ditto is. So this will give me a really weak Jigglypuff, which is perfect. Oh, too strong. If I'm going weak, I'm getting that 2,000 prestige, that's for sure. Is for sure. Let's see. And this is a really high population gym. One of my favorite techniques is it's kind of a mix of this, but I call it Miracle Grow. Basically, you use like really high damage Pokemon like Executor or it used to be. I call it Miracle Grow because it used to be all revolve around grass types, but then grass types got changed. Yada yada yada. Anyway, ooh, brutal. Oh, I don't know. You probably didn't notice what happened there. I switched so quickly into my Abra that my Abra took all of the transform damage. So that's why my Abra got 2-shot. Anyway, hopefully I can get him before Disarming Voices. Dazzling Gleam. Ooh. Not pretty. Oh well, this will be a plenty strong Furo, so we'll still get the same amount of CP. That should be, what, 500? Yeah, there we go. Yeah, but it's a really healthy Furo as well. I'm down to 1 mod. I don't have the ground types. Oh. Oh goodness. I get that water ball. I got that ice down water ball ready to go. Oh, well, hello, Preston. Welcome. Just building up a gym. Casually, I'm in Orlando, Florida. Using a fairly unique method. I call it the Ditto method, or this is the double Ditto method. There we go. And that's about all the potions I need to use for a long time. I'm probably gonna max out this gym without Jigglypuff. So it's a nice short, sweet explanation. Ditto copies all the stats except for stamina, so that makes it that Ditto copies Wigglytuff's terrible defense stat, while not copying Wigglytuff's amazing stamina stat. So that results in a Pokemon that is extremely easy to defeat. So, and then why do I use this instead of I am Team Instinct? Yes, I'm rocking my Team Instinct hat. How's it going? Zapdos. I even got my name on the hat right on top. George. In-game name George the Hulk, or SR George the Hulk. SR stands for Storm Rage. A lot of the team members here in SR Storm Rage. A lot of members that have changed their name, added SR tags. So that way, kind of have that intimidation factor, you know. When a whole gym's like SR, you know we're holding that gym. So, but yep, I am Team Instinct. What up, Team Instinct? Yep, loving Zapdos. What's really cool, I've actually been following this game since beta. Like I put in for the beta, all that good stuff. And get this Wigglytuff low. There we go. Now let him finish me off with Play Rough. Anyway, I've been following this game since beta, and back when it was only Team Yellow. Like people didn't even know it was Team Instinct until the game released. And even back then, I was like, you know, hype, Team Yellow, Zapdos, electric types, gotta do this. And then the game came out, and it was like, is Team Instinct all about following your instincts and hatching eggs? It's like, yo, one of the big reasons I wanted to play this game was to run around. I'm actually training for a full marathon right now, so that was a huge draw for the game, to me at least. So that came out, I was like, this is perfect for me. So
do you know where the flea market is?
Flea market, yeah, you actually just drove by it. Oh, there's like a sign, like literally, it's like right around there.
Yeah.
The sign's right up against the, 1 second. Like you literally almost got to it. You're good. Right there.
Where?
Do you see it? Flea market? It's down that road.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you were kind of in the parking lot, so I was just kind of like, where are you from?
Holland.
Where was it?
Holland.
Holland? Oh, sweet. Welcome.
You also play Pokemon?
I do. Hey, fucking Pokemon GO players.
Which level are you?
I'm level 36.
Oh.
Yeah. Any instinct in the car?
27, blue.
Oh, you're blue. Oh, okay. I'm building up the gym for yellow, so have fun. Well, that was cool. Sorry if you got distracted, but that was some people from Holland. So they just casually drove up and asked me for directions. So she's level 27 Mystic though, so gotta keep her away. And that's that's actually a perfect example. It's a perfect example of why I use Ditto instead of one of the infinite strategies. Because if that was level 26 CP Raichu, they might have changed their mind and been like, yo, let's take this out. But instead, it's a good old Ditto. Oh, that's little buddy. Guys, a chance. Let me get this out of my way. Go away. Oh, that's a fantastic map that we have here in Orlando called Orlando Pokemap. Good for gyms, good for Pokemon spawns, all that good stuff. Actually, it'll even tracks how many gyms players have, what level they are. Really sophisticated stuff. And good guy Walter, the guy who runs this map in particular, got it up already. Niantic just did the big old push to stop botters from seeing common Pokemon. Well, he found a workaround, so now you can see all the gyms and all that good stuff. There's also Gym Hunter. If you're not in the mood for driving around looking at your phone. Whoops. Water gun's so good. In classic Pokemon Go fashion, my camera's flawless and everything like Pokemon Go is laggy as hell. Well, why not? Let's see. Can I check if anyone's still watching? Interesting. Alright, so this is my first time ever streaming, so just giving it a shot, seeing, recording some stuff, chatting a little bit. So, thanks for everyone for checking it out. Let's see, what else is there to talk about? Of course, the rock event. Giving you all kinds of good fighters and procedures, but I have a bunch of low CP stuff I want to work through before I worry about that. Do 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 do. Good old Aqua Tails in Headbutt. Golduck actually has a really nice attack stat. I've always been really impressed. That moveset's also really good. There's not a bad Golduck. So nice thing about the water biome. That's like if we're talking again. Whatever. I forgot to subtract the blue stuff. Anyway, that's the nice thing about the water biome. There's actually just a lot of really good fighters in it. Slowbro, Golduck, like you just evolve really high, CP of those Pokemon. Like, and it'll save you so many revives, so many items. Like, just don't even worry about IVs, because you catch so many of those kind of mons. It's just like, evolve every Slowbro and Psyduck that's like, you know, takes 5,000 Stardust, 4,500 Stardust to power up. And whenever you attack a gym, just use those. And they're gonna tear down the majority of gyms. Unless, of course, you're talking those level 10 fortresses with 10 bit, 8 Blissies or whatever, then bring your Machamp. Because Machamp is so good. Actually, was I streaming? I think earlier in the stream I used had a little bit of Machamp action going on. It was good stuff. Yeah, counter close combat is just insane. Like, if you look at the numbers, it's like counter's like 4th highest or 5th highest in DPS. And it also has one of the highest energy per seconds too. So it's like, dang, counter. Oh, that's a nice little marker I use for myself if I'm going through Pokemon and it's like a low IV, low level Pokemon. I just name it fodder. You'd like a particular spot to catch Pokemon? We have a really nice park here called Kissimmee Lakefront. Or Kissimmee Lakefront. It's the mix of every biome. You will catch literally every Pokemon except for regionals there. Our regionals here, we have both Corsola and Heracross. So you will catch both of those in the park. But Gengar, Alakazam, Machamps, Lapras, Chansey, and one day I caught Lapras, Chansey, Onix, Dragonite was off of a lure. That's very rare though. Dragonite's not that common. But yeah, that was a really good day. Don't kill it. Perfect. Anyway, yeah. It's about 30 minutes from here. I'm actually going to a meetup tonight, actually, down there in Lakefront. It's a group called Team Rocket. So I'm leader of Team Storm Rage. We're an all instinct group. And there's another group in town called Team Rocket. Like I said, they met all down there Lakefront, and that's kind of what their kind of base is. But they're all 3 teams. They're Instinct, Valor, and Mystic. And they just love going to Lakefront, hanging out, catching Pokemon, and all that good stuff. So, yep, cool group to be a part of. Of course, I like my group a little better, you know. You get that instinct pride, you know, no shelter. Where I'm a huge fan of the phrase "no shelter from the storm." So, yeah, and of course Disney World is fantastic. A lot of water spawns, not the variety you might expect, but still tons of stops. Disney Springs is another personal favorite. It's kind of like our it's a non-ticketed area. I mean, granted, I am a Disney cast member, so I can get into all the parks for free. So that's a nice perk. But yeah, Disney Springs is my go-to. We actually have team meetups. We just started doing lure parties recently. Last week was our first one, actually. We have lure parties over Disney Springs. There's a nice quadruple lure. Nice place to hang out. And of course, gyms by my apartment. You know, I've been building level 10 gyms since day one, so I can pretty much go 20 minutes in every direction, and pretty much every gym will be instinct. Not because I don't get knocked down, but because I've been doing this so consistently that all the gyms have just been considered instinct gyms. They're just instinct gyms. People don't mess with them. This is a very aggressive push by whoever tore this down. So, yep. And in my group, we have, I think, 4 level 40s now. So, that's real nice. Actually, one of them is about to join us. One of them might join us on our raid tomorrow. So, that's exciting. He's from Gainesville, which is about an hour away. Favorite Pokemon to battle with? That is a fantastic question. I mean, Machamp is so insanely effective with counter dynamic points. There's something close combat. There's something about seeing that 3K Blissey and then destroying it that just feels so good. A little bit of justice in that. But just favorite Pokemon, you gotta consider a lot of stuff. So I think, I mean, I always say my favorite Pokemon from the games, from the main series games, was Steelix. And in Pokemon GO, he is a really good Prestiger because of how the stat distribution works. Because defense is so undervalued, but so undervalued in terms of CP, but still very powerful in terms of actual combat ability. Steelix is rather nice. I'm trying to think of a Pokemon I just battle with that I just like because of the moves and Golem. Yep, that answers the question right there. Actually, it's gonna be a hands down Golem. Golem is, yeah, as far as battling with Pokemon, is Golem because he has that insane defense stat. I have double rock moves, rock throw, stone edge. Really nice moveset, super effective against all the flying types. And on top of that, he just any normal type attacks, from like Blissey, or I mean I wouldn't use him that much with Blissey, but like Snorlax primarily. Any hyper beams or whatever, he resists those. So yep, in Pokemon GO, my favorite Pokemon to attack with is Golem. Fantastic mod. I think I have my attacking one up to like 2600 at this point. So that's one thing I focus on. Like, you know, I have about 9,000 gems trained, and people wonder like, whoa, why don't you, you know, why am I not the highest in Orlando with all my gyms trained? And I'm like, I don't farm a lot, period. But I also don't power up gym defenders, really. Like, I power up like Dittos and Executors, stuff that helps other people. Because I don't need more than 10 gems. It is quite easy for me to get that. Do 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 do. You know, that's another nice thing about using. Yeah, like, I don't worry about. I actually prefer to be, you know, in a very stable gym environment. Like, you know, these gyms, like I said, I've been building since the beginning of the game. These gyms typically say level 10 instinct. Shaving is like a real. Well, I'll call it a threat. Why not? It's like a real threat because these gyms don't go down a lot, so people get shaved out. I don't care if they shave me out. They're more than welcome to. Because the majority of the players in this game, the majority of the players in my team, they're collectors. You know, they're people who, they go to the tier list, they see what the strongest Pokemon are, and they power up those Pokemon, you know, or even look at gyms. So they're the ones who have 15 Dragonites, you know, 20 Gyarados, whatever it may be. Those are the majority of the players because they have high CP. They power those mods. Well, once you get past level 30, you really have to decide how you're swinging your Stardust. I actually did an old video. It's on YouTube right now, but it's in-game strategy. I broke down Stardust strategies into gym leaders, collectors, and ace trainers. You know, collectors being the ones who have the... do I think I'm only level 40 at the end of the year? Probably. Like I said, I've had multiple breaks during playing Pokemon GO. Like, I have not been... Okay, I mean, I won't say breaks, like, I'm not a break as I'm not playing at all. I've always been playing, but, like, definitely times where I played less. Like, for example, I had about 3 months stint where I didn't have a car. So, I definitely played during that time, but it was, you know, limited. Just to put everything in perspective. Yeah, I'll probably be level 40. Like, I mean, just... I'm trying to think. I don't know. I don't know the numbers off the top of my head. I don't remember exactly how it all breaks down, but I know I made a ton of progress just since the double XP event. Like double XP event, I want to say I was at the very beginning of 35. I want to say that's where I was. I don't quote me on that, but I went from 35 to halfway through 30, or a quarter of the way through 36. So, me. I feel pretty good about it. But like I said, I'm a very gym focused player. For me, it's far more interesting to see drive around, look on a map, and see level 10 instinct. That to me, that's very, very rewarding. So that's what I primarily focus on. Like I think if you look at my achievements, I have about almost 9,000 gems prestige at this point, and very few of those are using the infinite strats. So most of them are double ditto, punching bag. I really early on, like I said a couple times, like second week the game came out, I was running around putting Paris in a gym, and then using a gold bat and potioning it up over and over again to build up level 10 gems. Like I knew how the game worked really early on, because I said I've been following it. So yeah, and that was how I met the beginning of Storm Rage, was like me meeting people along this highway, and whoever stopped by dropping gems. Oh, you instinct? Oh, awesome! Yeah, I'm making this group. Come join me. And later on, I made a public or a closed group, and then things changed, and here we are doing meetups and raids. So exciting times for sure. And of course, we don't know what to expect for sure, but raid. And I think said they want to encourage cooperation, and they're doing a gym rework. So both these things happen. So both of which are good to us. There was the marketing manager who said this summer will be legendary. So I'm bound to be the summer. Bound to be. I think the far more interesting question is how they're going to be released. Because in Ingress, their last game, they did all in-person, like big events like that. And I think in Pokemon GO that would just be a logistical nightmare. Like Ingress is quite small. It's very, very small compared to Ingress. Ingress is small compared to Pokemon GO. So I think they're gonna do. I mean, here's something I kind of theory crafted. But we have these Pokemon raids. What we know about them are that they're raids where you defeat the Pokemon. They relate to the team leaders, because the team leaders call out, raid Pokemon is spawning. So it's kind of a vicinity, like call out kind of thing. And then, I think that's about it. Well, back in beta, gyms can actually be level 30. Gyms can be level 30, you can fit 21 Pokemon. But when they released the game, they did the last second, like Switch, max prestige at 50,000. I was like, wow, that's really drastic. Well, I'm glad they did that nowadays, because, they've done a lot of changes to prestige since then. Attack and defense-wise. Attack and building-wise. So, good change on their part, but I think it'd be very, very, very interesting. Here's my speculation cap. If they made it so that if you're at a level 10 gym of your team, you could spawn a raid Pokemon. You spawn a raid Pokemon, and if you're able to defeat that Pokemon, that's how you build up your gym, you prestige your gym past level 10. That way it encourages groups like, hey, we need more people to do raids so we can get our gyms higher, so we can get more coins. And it I guess I should say what I think it's not is I don't think raid Pokemon are. This raid Pokemon spawns, and then once you defeat it, you can catch it. I mean, I'd be shocked if I didn't. So Gen 2, was, I'm gonna call it the first gym rework. Oh, actually, no, that's not true. Let's go through gym reworks in the past and just for fun. The first one being the you can now train with 6 Pokemon instead of 1. That was a huge shift because before that, it was more grindy than this. Oh, I failed. Anyway, yeah, that was the first shift from 6 Pokemon to 1. So I learned from that. And when that happened, every gym shot up to level 10. Just like real quick, everything shot up to level 10. Because remember, that was 1,000 prestige for building up gyms, 500 for knocking a Pokemon out. And at that point, it was so hard to knock down gyms, like no one did it. So every gym was level 10, everything was stagnant as hell. Saving was really bad during those times. Well, I'd say second big change was when they doubled the amount of prestige lost for attacking gyms. Fantastic change. I think anything to make the pace of gym battles faster is fantastic, and or rewarding skill, but that's another story. But yeah, that happened. I loved it because everyone was on like hunting spree. And then now, let's see, 6 Pokemon, 1,000 prestige for lost, 1,000 prestige for building. Also during that time, they also decreased the amount of prestige for building down to 500. So anyway, they fixed that, made it equal. I think it was a fantastic change. So good stuff there. Meanwhile, this whole time back in the background, we had the bubble strat. Bubble strat was a big part of the gym game at that point, early on in the game, because it's that infinite prestige. You can use, once you get these 2 Pokemon, you can get all the XP and all the prestige you want without ever using an item. You never have to farm Pokestop ever. Why would you not use that strat? So that kind of played this for a while. Well, Gen 2 came out. Oh, actually, another big part of the metagame back then. Lapras, and just really stally, fat Pokemon. Like, it was all about stalling your Pokemon out with like Vaporeon, Snorlax. I mean, Dragonite was obviously a big deal just because of the CP, but yeah, a lot of fights were like, I just don't want to fight this gym because it would take too long. That was a very common sentiment. And that's not a great direction. That doesn't feel good, You want a game that's active, especially augmented reality, on people going out and playing in the game. Then Gen 2 came out, in the game, all the damage numbers changed, like crazy big damage numbers. New moves were added, movesets were changed for all the Pokemon, and like, thanks. Thanks, Jules. So yeah, big changes because like everything dealt way more damage. Fights were faster. I remember people doing the calcs for Blissey, like Blissey's gonna time out every single Pokemon. Well, Blissey still times out a lot of people if you don't have a champ or a good executor. But yeah, when people doing calcs initially, it was like Blissey's gonna break the game. Well, no, because they increased the damage. But also with that update, they also made even more infinite strategies. Now instead, they got rid of Bubble, which was nice. They also added in Volt Switch, Astonish with Lick. So once they clean all that up, get all that sorted out, so we're not dealing with botters and spoofers, you can get a gym up to full in 5 minutes. I don't know if you've ever experienced that, but I see it. Closer to Kissimmee. That's Spoof Nation. We call it Spoof Nation down there. But or Kissimmee. But yeah, they'll have 10 accounts all with the proper Ghastlies and push a button and they'll prestige it and build it up real quick. Pretty frustrating to face against, but if you actually change the game, get rid of that nonsense, and add in like actual skilled fights, I think we're in a really good spot, and hopefully they go in that direction. As of now, the only real evidence we have is max Pokemon per type. So that could mean a legendary limit. That could mean only allowing 1 Pokemon of each like Pokemon species, which would be crazy. Has huge ramifications, and it's actually majorly beneficial to organized teams like us, but kind of fucks over casual players. So I don't think that's the case. I don't think that'll happen. But or of course it could mean, you know, a hark back to the original games and the type gyms, you know, grass gyms, fire gyms, water gyms. You never know. It would shock me, you know, people talk about, you know, adding paralyze and burn and poison and all that good stuff. That would surprise me if they did that. Because, you know, think about how that would feel on your end. A game that's, you know, laggy at the moment, but you know, all about tapping and swiping at specific times. You know, what would paralyze feel like? You swipe but you don't actually dodge because you're paralyzed? Like, is that something you want? Like, that doesn't sound fun at all. Like, maybe if it was like your attacks go slower, but that just feels terrible too. Like, I don't see a way for paralyze and burn to actually be fun mechanics with this combat system. I don't get me wrong, I love them in the main series games, but I just don't see that working in Pokemon GO. But yep, all speculation right now, all speculation. And I'd say, as far as the gym rework, yeah, I think Raid Pokemon just piqued my interest the most. Hopefully it'll give the casual player something more to do. Because I honestly feel really bad. I feel really bad, especially in my area, because my team locks down all these gyms. Like, there's 70 gyms along this major highway in this part of town that pretty much no one gets there for us. That's just because we've been organized since the very beginning, and a lot of people are solo. You know, I want them to be able to do something. I want them to be able to play the game, but also I care about my team, so get good. Good times, good times. Yep, I'm enjoying this. I'm just chilling out here in front of Orange World. Nice little. It's a little. Well, why not show it off? You've been watching me build this gym up enough. It's a big old gift shop here in Florida. So, oranges are kind of a big deal around here. At least used to be a real big deal, but now it's a big deal. So they made this thing look like a giant orange. Kind of interesting little building. On a very touristy part of town, like if you any of the viewers are here from before, that family from Holland just walked up and playing Pokemon GO. So good stuff. Yeah, for the longest time I had the strategy, like the idea that I would not transfer a Pokemon unless it had 0 health. And then even then I would evolve it before I transferred it, if I could. So that's kind of where I come from with this whole Ditto method thing. Because with this I can just go from gym to gym to gym to gym and never stop. Okay. Interesting character there. Well, I like to ban him. Oh goodness, that's why you're not paying attention. So you're for trying to respond to that guy. Yeah, we could be our guest if you're curious about me. Let's go a restaurant here. Dark Pulse, such a bad move on coughing. Anyway. Yeah, it's a restaurant in the Magic Kingdom thing after the Beauty and the Beast. It's like you're stepping into the Beast Castle. So, I work there during the day, breakfast and lunch. Beautiful, beautiful location. Let's get old Teddy Ursa. Get that counter close combat moveset. It's the worst version of Heracross from a champ, but way easier to get. Alright, guy. Can I... This is my... I'm still streaming. How do I deal with this guy? Yeah, whatever. I'll let him have fun. I don't care. Sorry if you're offended, but I don't know how to mute him. Like I said, this is my first time ever streaming, but I'll definitely look into that. Oh, here we go. Comments? No. That didn't work. Back. Oh, bye Arthur. Thanks for watching. Sorry, I was trying to deal with that guy. Anyway, it was a pleasure. As we say on Instinct No Shelter. That's what we always say when we say goodbye at Team Storm Rage. So I think that's a good place to end the stream actually. So good chat. Thanks for stopping by. And that's not a gym for Team Storm Rage.